gets the entire area checked for any stragglers, Alan.
Yes, Geraint. As far as I can see, there aren't any stragglers. It is time we returned home to our families for the night.
Robert? What brings you here?
Nikki, I need to talk to you about your daughter.
Let me guess. She was naughty in school, despite being warned of the consequences?
I'm afraid so. She arrived in my classroom and started misbehaving straight away by refusing to sit down and preventing me from teaching my class.
What else did she do that was naughty?
She was very rude and cheeky to me, even in detention after school, totally disobeying the no talking in detention rule, chatting to other wrongdoers who had also landed in the same trouble she was in.
Oh, that naughty girl. I'm so sorry for her bad behavior in school yesterday. I'll deal with her at once.
Thank you. I'd best getting on now, as I have a doctor's appointment.
Well, gotta get going now, Mum. See you later.
Where exactly do you think you're going?
I'm meeting up with Brittany this morning, remember?
You think you're going out to meet Brittany? Oh no, young lady. I'm giving you a long time to think about what you did.
What are you talking about, Mum?
You are grounded, young lady. That's what I'm talking about. I just got a house call from Mr. King, telling me how naughty you were at school yesterday. How dare you refuse to sit down so he couldn't teach, get rude and cheeky to him, and talk during detention, knowing it's forbidden.
But that's not fair, damn it.
It's so fair, young lady. What's not fair is the fact you were very naughty after I warned you. That is a very dishonest and selfish attitude. You get to your room this minute. You are a very naughty girl.
Gah. That is so unfair. I didn't even do anything wrong.
Don't you lie to me, just go to your room, right now. Naughty girl.
Fine. I hate you.
What a very badly behaved child that daughter of mine is. I need to calm down, or I'll end up in a hospital bed with high blood pressure.
Frank. So this is where you're working now. What do you mean now? I've been working here for 5 years. Are you feeling all right? Yeah. I am. Me too. I'd best leave you to your work then.
Archie. How wonderful to see you. How's your day going?
I'm fine, thanks, Bob. And yourself?
I am very well, thank you, Archie. Been busy teaching my classes at the school. What about you? How's the job?
Not too. I just work in an office every day. Hasn't been much different in the last 30 years.
I understand how you feel. I have been teaching secondary school English classes for just over 15 years now, and I sometimes don't feel like I'm getting through to the kids.
Say, would you like to join me for a cup of tea and a cake?
That would be great, thanks. Off we go to the cafe.
All these new people look vaguely familiar. It's almost like they are. No, they can't be. I must be going off my head. I can't. I won't believe it. They even look a lot like certain characters from the Harry Potter books. But how do I find out if they are? Of course. I have the books at home. I could go home and use them as reference for these new people. Let's see. Book 1. The Weasley twins are introduced. And they look a lot like the Wendell twins. Are they them? Draco Malfoy is also introduced in this book, and he looks a lot like Jake O'Malley. He can't be. No, he can't be. Seriously. Arthur Weasley is introduced in Book 2. Yes, of course. Archie Wendell must be his counterpart in this world.
Rudy, did you hear that a young teenager is under the impression that we might characters from a series of books and another universe?
I did indeed, Jake. Apparently, she suspects that we're cursed characters from the Wizarding World universe. Ridiculous in my opinion.
Rubeus Hagrid is introduced in the first book. He's the giant bloke who tells Harry of his true parentage and, hang on, Rudy Hammond. That must be the cursed version of him. Kingsley Shacklebolt is introduced in the fifth book as a member of both of the Ministry of Magic and the Order of the Phoenix. Could it be? Mr. King, our new English teacher. He must be the cursed version of this character. I wonder if any more of them have ended cursed to our world as new neighbors without any memories of who they actually are.
Excuse me, anyone? Change, please. Nancy, what a lovely surprise.
Here you go, Ray. Go and buy yourself a hot drink and a nice hot sausage roll from the cafe.
Thank you, Nancy. That's very kind of you.
I'm just helping out a friend.
Like the hair, by the way. Pink really suits you.
Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. I just fancied a change from my natural hair color, so I decided to dye my hair pink.
Remus Lupin was introduced in the third book as the new Defense Against the Dark Arts professor, but was outed as a werewolf at the end of the book, leading to him not being able to find more work after that.
Hallie, sweetheart.
Stephanie, how long have you been sitting here?
Only a few minutes, baby. What are you doing?
I think the new people in town might be cursed versions of the Harry Potter universe characters, and I'm trying to prove myself right.
What makes you think that, my darling sister?
Think about it, Stephanie. Did any of these new people exist before suddenly appearing here?
No, I don't think they did. But they might have moved here from somewhere else.
From where? There are no records of any of them ever existing anywhere on Earth before they arrived here. It's like they appeared from nowhere.
Now that I think about it, I think you might be right. I certainly don't remember them existing in this world until recently. Who do you think they all are?
I think Rudy Hammond is actually Rubeus Hagrid, Jake O'Malley is Draco Malfoy, Archie, Frank and Greg Wendell are Arthur, Fred and George Weasley, Robert King is Kingsley Shacklebolt, and Raymond Leroy is Remus Lupin.
What about Nancy Tomlinson? Which cursed Harry Potter character do you think really is?
Nymphadora Tonks is introduced in the fifth book as a member of the Ministry, and a member of the Order of the Phoenix. She's a metamorphomagus, which means she can change her physical appearance at will. She prefers her hair in bubblegum pink.
That makes sense to me, honey. What is this? Some sort of strange Harry Potter Once Upon a Time plot of S crossover fanfiction.
Well, Hortense, I must say I'm pleased with your work and behavior this past month.
Thank you, sir. Although, I wasn't very good to Mr. King the other day.
Ah yes, don't worry about that anymore. He's forgotten about that, and so should you.
Thank you, Mr. Peppermint. After all, it's my birthday soon. I'm due to turn 12.
Ah yes, of course. Here in Midhampton, a citizen's 12th birthday marks a very important milestone. It'll be time to put away childish nonsense, as it's the year before you hit your teens.
Put away childish nonsense? So, that means no more naughty actions?
Come on, surely you don't want to keep being naughty all the time. That's very childish.
Yes, Mr. Peppermint. I guess I see what you mean. Can I ask you something related to this conversation?
Of course you can. What would you like to know?
What happens to those who refuse to grow out of the childish and naughty behavior? Does it cause whoever chooses not to grow up to freeze at their current age forever?
No, of course not, you silly sausage. You still continue to grow physically. You remain a child internally, but it does cause difficulties in your development. Look at Luke Stenner. He's 15, and he chose to keep up with his childish behavior. Haven't you noticed what it's doing to him?
Yes, I have. It's all he knows now. It's very annoying for everyone around him. There's no way to reverse the damage this is doing to his development. Or is there?
There is a way he can opt out of it, but I can't see him taking it.
There is? Please tell me what it is.
The only way to reverse this damage Luke is doing to himself is for him commit to therapy sessions for the next 3 years to learn how to be a proper responsible person, and only then. Once he completes the treatment, will be free from the curse he's already placed on himself.
I can't see him doing that. But I can see Alexander and Trisha trying to send him to a session though.
It won't work if they force it on him, he has to go voluntarily. If he keeps this immature behavior up until he turns 18, the damage becomes irreversible and he'll be permanently cursed with childishness.
I may be naughty and disrespectful at home, but I'm generally a good person.
Yes, so you won't be needing to attend the behavior therapy sessions. I know you will do the right thing eventually.
That's a relief. I will certainly consider changing my behavior, but I can't promise anything.
That's good enough for me. I think that's all for now. You're dismissed. Go home and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, sir.
For goodness sake. Brittany. This is ridiculous behavior for a girl your age. Will you just get into bed?
But I can't sleep. There's a monster under my bed.
Oh, for goodness sake, not this monster under the bed rubbish again. This is not the behavior of a 12-year-old.
But there really is a monster under the bed. Please don't make me go to bed.
Brittany, this is the behavior of a 3-year-old. If you want me to treat you like a 3-year-old, then that's how you will be treated tomorrow. But until, you are going to stop being naughty, and you are going to bed. Is Mummy's little baby getting cranky?
Yes, I'm getting cranky, because you won't stop talking to me like I'm 3 years old. It's embarrassing.
Oh dear. It looks like Mummy needs to go to bed for an hour when we get in.
You can go home by yourself. I am not coming back, and...
Now. Baby is going to bed when we get in because Baby was naughty while we were out for the past hour.
Did you see Serena dragging Brittany around like a toddler, complete with baby talk?
Yes, I did. Before you say she shouldn't have been doing that, you should know why she was doing it.
Why was Serena treating Brittany like a toddler?
Brittany was refusing to go to bed last night because she was scared of the monster under her bed.
A monster under her bed? Really? What, is she 3 years old? I can't believe this.
Yes. On the serious side of it, Brittany was behaving like a toddler, so Serena decided to treat her like one as a punishment.
It's a strange punishment, but whatever.
I know. How would your parents punish you if you acted like that over going to bed?
I wouldn't refuse to go to bed because I think there's a monster under my bed. That's what toddlers and little kids do, but I have disobeyed them over it because I didn't want to go to bed. They grounded for it every time.
Ah. Okay.
I understand your concern, Tom. Organizing a head for the day scheme is huge risk. Let me assure you the naughty students will not be eligible to participate in the submission process, as we already know they'd run the place like a dictatorship.
Ah, you're already on the same wavelength as most of us. How do we keep the naughty students from submitting applications?
We've already thought of that. We're going to send letters to their parents begging them not to send their children to school on the day our head for the day is selected. Underachievers are encouraged to apply, as I hope it'll encourage them to work harder.
That's an excellent idea, Mrs. Lomax. As the head editor of the school newsletter, let me get my team onto it.
I'll leave it to you and your team to run a piece on it. Don't forget to include that the naughty students are required to take that day off, and underachievers are encouraged to apply for extra credits.
Yes, Mrs. Lomax. You're a great deputy head. Mr. Peppermint made the right choice hiring you for the job.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. Are there any underachievers on your team?
Yes, I recently accepted Hortense Duncan to the position of Underachievers representative. She's doing a great job at it.
Excellent news. Let her know we strongly recommend she applies for the HOT scheme. She is generally a good kid.
I'll have a word with her about it.
Thank you, Tom. I understand you can't promise anything.
You want me to run for head for the day? I don't know what to say.
It's okay, I know you're an underachiever and are on the newsletter staff because it's only way you can avoid a failing grade this year.
Yes, but also one of the naughty ones. Won't I be required to stay home that day?
Oh no, not if you're on the newsletter staff. You also joined to stay out of trouble, didn't you?
I did. I was being naughty in an English class, and was sent to see Mr. Peppermint, and he gave me the choice of detention for a week, suspended for 2 weeks, expulsion, or joining a school activity for sustenance, and to avoid any further trouble.
That's where I came along and offered you a place on our staff as Underachievers representative, and luckily you accepted. Besides, you're generally a good kid.
Alright, I'll apply for the head for the day scheme. Thanks for the encouragement.
Excellent. I'll manage your campaign for head for a day.
So, Hortense, I heard you're putting yourself forward as a candidate for head for the day.
That's right, though it was recommended to me by Mrs. Lomax and Tom Riensgate. I may be one of the naughty ones, but I am generally a good kid.
Yes. That doesn't make any sense. Are you sure they're not suggesting it because you joined the school newsletter staff in order to gain immunity from getting into trouble?
I know they are, but they want me to be a candidate. I didn't think it was a good idea either at first, but they both insist that I put myself forward.
Well, you're running for it against me, so good luck. On the other hand, maybe if you do get your taste of authority, it might bring some genuine responsibility out of you.
That doesn't sound very supportive. I thought you were my friend.
I'm your friend. It's just that this is a serious situation. If you win the election, you will be in charge of the entire school for the entire day. It'll be your responsibility to ensure that all students are happy and behave themselves. You'll have to punish them if they are naughty.
I know that. That's why I'm going to take it very seriously indeed.
I hope you know what you're letting yourself in for.
Hello? Anybody home? Mum? It's me. That's strange. Someone should be here to greet me, but nobody is. Okay. Where is that naughty girl? Mum is in so much trouble when she gets home. Wait a minute. That must be how Mum feels when I come home late. Or is this some sort of test? Finally. Just wait until I catch her coming home late.
Hello there, sweetie.
Don't you hello there, sweetie, me young lady. Why are you late coming home?
I beg your pardon?
No, I beg your pardon. I'm waiting.
What for?
I'll give you what for if you don't give me a good reason for being late home.
I was just having a good time with my friends, and lost track of time. I'm sorry.
Don't you give me any of that nonsense, Missy. You had your phone on you. Why didn't call or text me to let me know? I would have understood that, and known you were safe.
I couldn't do either of those things.
Why on earth not? Come on, tell me. Now, young lady.
I didn't have my phone with me. It needed charging, so I plugged it in, and then went out. I'm sorry.
I'm sure you are, as you are now grounded, young lady. How dare you think that behavior was in any way acceptable?
But that's not fair. Why are you so horrible to me? I hate you.
No, young lady. What's not fair is the fact that you considered it appropriate to leave you here to charge up while you went out, making it so you couldn't phone or text to let me know you were safe. You're grounded. End of story. Go to your room, right now. Naughty girl. What's going on here?
Congratulations, darling. You passed the test. I'm so proud of you.
You were testing me?
Yes, baby. I heard you were being put forward as a candidate for head for the day, so I thought I'd test you to how you'd handle being the authority figure by letting you parent me. And you bossed it. Well done. You didn't suspect anything, did you?
I did briefly, but I took it in my stride. I also saw firsthand how it feels when I do that to you. I never knew how horrible it was for you.
Are you telling me I taught you a lesson by putting you in my shoes for that short period of time?
That's exactly what I'm telling you. And I appreciate it. Thanks.
Oh, darling, I'm so pleased you learned something from this. Oh, come here.
And before we begin, we have one last announcement. The results of the election for head for the day are in, and the final tally is Mozilla Riley with 115 votes, Jack Horn with 136 votes, Lucy Macker with 157 votes, Tom Rainsgate with 178 votes, and Hortense Duncan with, really? That's amazing. 216 votes. That means our winner is
Hortense Duncan, everybody.
Me, Mrs. Lomax.
Yes, Hortense. You won with the most votes out every student who put themselves forward.
I can't believe it. I didn't expect to win this thing.
To be honest, we didn't expect it either. But it's true, Miss Duncan. The day begins now, so headmistress. Your office and new job await you. Congratulations.
Brittany Allen, you're late again. What's your excuse this time?
My dumb mum didn't wake up.
Just as I thought. Detention, after school, 1 hour.
Well, I'm not doing that. So you can just take your detention and stick it.
That's it. I will not have that attitude in my classroom. You get to the head teacher's office, right now.
You're the head teacher?
Yes, as winner of head for the day. Now, I came in to deal with the situation between you and Mrs. Dewberry. Do you think it's fair to turn up late, give Mrs. Dewberry the worst excuse for being late you can think of, and be rude to her when she gave you a detention?
Oh my, that's very cute. Look at you.
Now, Brittany, that's not appropriate, is it? In fact, that's very naughty of you, and I'm now adding to your detention. Any more demeaning comments like that, and I will call your mother. Is that understood?
Come on. You can't.
Is that understood?
I can't believe they let a little baby win the head of the day elections. Do we need to change your nappy?
That's it. I warned you and you didn't listen. You are coming with me to my office, and I am calling your mother. Naughty girl.
Well, Hortense, I must say I'm very impressed with how well you've done as head for the day so far.
Thank you, Mr. Peppermint. I had no idea you had been watching.
I've been watching from behind the scenes, and it has been the most amazing thing I've ever seen. You totally smashed it with disciplining Brittany Allen. I should tell you that 5-day suspension you gave her was very well deserved. It was disgusting the way she was demeaning you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Well, you still have the rest of the day to handle yet. You have a bright future as an authority figure ahead of you.
Thank you, sir. That makes me happy. Let's go over this one more time. Why are back in school despite being suspended for 5 days?
As I reminded you, you are only head teacher for 1 day. The suspension would be lifted tomorrow.
That's where you're wrong. Mr. Peppermint has been monitoring this from behind the scenes, and he assured me he'd keep it in place until the week is over.
But that's not fair. My parents don't trust me to stay home on my own, and can't find anyone to come over and watch me. I have to be here.
That's not our problem, young lady. A suspension is a suspension. When we get done here, I want you gone. Do not come near this place again for the rest of the week.
Hortense, we are all really impressed with your performance as headmistress for the day. You have handled everything Mr. Peppermint normally does like an absolute pro. On behalf of the staff and students in this school, I would like to congratulate you on your success.
Thank you, Mrs. Tamber. I must admit I was nervous at the beginning of the day, unsure if I was the right person to serve for the day.
That's perfectly natural. You not only did it, but you handled even one of the most difficult students like a true boss. I am so proud of you.
Thank you, Mrs. Tamber. However, to maintain my temporary professionalism, I must remain calm and composed. The day isn't over yet.
Pitch is now my hero of a pupil, and so is the week of school. You have a bright future ahead of you.
Thank you, Mrs. Tamber. I'm not sure what I want to be yet.
I am so proud of you, darling. You deserve a special treat for your epic success today as head for the day. So we are going to stop at the cafe for a meal. You're my little hero.
Thanks for doing this, Mum. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, my sweetheart of a daughter. You have a bright future ahead of you as some sort of authority figure.
Oh Daryl, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you.
That's all right, Haley. If you could please leave me in private.
Of course. See you soon.
Oh dear, sweetie, you can be so daft sometimes. But then, we all can.
Yes, we can. We're only human after all.
So, Agent Littlewood, how many times have you been sent out to help people today?
Twice, but that doesn't matter. I love helping people. It makes me feel good about myself.
Yeah, me too. That's exactly what Siri is aiming for with this agency. He wouldn't have formed it if he hadn't wanted to help others and pay his staff for going out and helping whoever they're assigned to help, and what help they're assigned to help with.
That is so true, Agent Hartford.
Hey, DXV? What are you doing tonight?
Not much really, Bracewell. What are you up to?
I'm not doing much either. Would you like to come over and watch a movie?
That sounds great, mate. Which movie did you have in mind?
There are a few options. We have either Don't Pick 4, The Queen's Guard, Mission, Borderline Impossible, Houston 3, or Phantom Bashers, Sub-Zero Monarchy.
Those all sound like good choices, mates. Let's put them into a randomizer and decide that way.
An excellent suggestion. We'll do that, and see which one it picks.
Yes, indeed. Are you still a fan of the Larry Batter series?
I love the Larry Batter series. It's one of my favorite franchises. I don't think G.P. Balding deserves any of the flack she gets for. You know.
Me too, Mats. I feel the same way. There's a new TV series adaptation of the books coming up. Each of the 8 seasons will be adapting one book.
The moonlight is so beautiful, isn't it, honey?
It certainly is, babes. I love sitting out in the moonlight. It's so magical.
I feel the same way about it, honey bunny. Come here.
They say it gives a mystifying aura to all those who look at it.
It does indeed. As legend goes that there's a magical being in the moon who occasionally chooses to bind two special people together, making it their destiny to get married and be together forever.
I heard that when I was 13. I thought it was just a myth.
I heard my parents saying how they were chosen by the man in the moon to be the destined one's last generation. Or 20 years ago. They were talking about it yesterday, and it happened to my grandparents more than 40 years ago.
Interesting. How exactly does he choose the people he wants to hook together?
I don't know. He works in mysterious ways.
Well, that's everything, my lovely Joey Bean.
Rightia, my darling graceful angel. It's time to go home now, as our errands are done.
Then, off we go. We have a family dinner with James, Millie, Darren, Sarah, and all 5 grandchildren to prepare for.
Don't forget James's mum and his eldest brother who are also coming.
I haven't forgotten. James and Millie are hosting the dinner.
Right then. Let's get on Zbuz's website to do the grocery shopping. Wait a minute. What's this? Brittany's search history is very suspicious. What does she think she's doing looking at this filth? She's only 12. I'll be having words with her about this. All right, young lady. What the bloody hell did you think you were doing looking at naughty videos on the internet?
Naughty videos? I haven't been looking at naughty videos.
Don't you lie to me, young lady. I saw your online search history. The websites you were accessing those videos through are filthy sites.
What are you on about? That's not my search history. Honestly. I've been watching videos on MeTub.
Stop lying to me and admit you were watching naughty videos through some very naughty websites. You are a very naughty girl.
Mom, please, I'm innocent of the crime you're accusing me of. I would never watch adult videos. I swear.
You are grounded for a long time, and no computer for the duration, do you understand me? I could just smack you. What the? Why are the police here?
Serena Allen. You're under arrest.
Daisy, what are you doing here?
What do you mean, Liam?
What I mean is, what are you doing at the railway station?
I'd ask you the same question, but what's the point? I was going to head to Midhampton.
I don't think so. Come on, let's get you out of here.
There's not really any help needed. How very odd, wouldn't you say?
There is a good reason for that, Agent Hartford.
What reason might that be?
Why don't you know? This is the
50th episode of the Midhampton Chronicles.
Oh my gosh. Is it really?
Yup, that's why the office is closed today. It's time to celebrate.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get out there and help prepare for the celebration.
What a celebration this is going to be.
I know. Reaching 50 episodes of our flagship series. I can't believe it.
Definitely a moment of pride for us indeed. Here's are the next 50 episodes.